Good morning, everyone. Success isn't a matter of luck or chance. It's a matter of discipline, direction, and commitment to a path. It all starts with leading yourself first. The first step towards achieving any great success is developing the ability to lead yourself. You are the most important person you'll ever manage. And in this world, where distractions are plenty and challenges never cease, the ability to consistently direct yourself toward your goals is the ultimate skill. I've observed over the years that the most successful people aren't always the ones with the most talent or the most connections. They are the ones who have mastered the art of self-discipline. They have cultivated habits that shape their days, and those habits shape their lives. The first and most crucial step towards success is setting clear, unshakable goals. Without goals, you lack direction. Imagine setting out on a journey without a map. You may know the general direction you want to go, but without a specific destination, you'll likely wander aimlessly. Your goals provide that map, guiding you step by step towards success. A clear goal tells you exactly where you need to go and allows you to plan how to get there, which makes every action you take purposeful and aligned with your desired outcome. Setting clear goals requires that you first identify what you truly want. This isn't about vague wishes like "I want to be successful" or "I want to be happy." These are broad, abstract desires. Instead, a clear goal is specific, it's measurable, it's concrete. For example, rather than saying, "I want to be fit," set a goal such as, "I will run 5 miles every week for the next 6 months." This is a goal you can track, measure, and adjust. The clearer and more specific your goal, the easier it will be to break it down into manageable steps and stay on course. A key aspect of setting clear goals is to make them meaningful to you. Goals that align with your personal values and desires have a much greater chance of being achieved because they resonate deeply within you. When a goal is tied to your core values, it provides not just motivation, but a sense of purpose. For instance, if your goal is tied to helping others, such as "I will donate 100 hours of volunteer work this year," it will carry a weight that pushes you through difficult times. This alignment ensures your commitment doesn't fade when obstacles arise. Once you've defined your goals, it's important to make them unshakable. This means you need to commit to them fully, regardless of the challenges or setbacks that may come your way. Life will throw obstacles in your path, and the journey will rarely go exactly as planned. But the strength of your commitment to your goals is what will keep you moving forward, even when the going gets tough. It's easy to be excited about a goal when it's new, but the true test of whether a goal is unshakable comes when it faces adversity. Your goals should be written down. There's a powerful psychological effect that occurs when you write your goals on paper. The act of writing them down helps you clarify your thoughts and solidify your intentions. It also creates a contract with yourself that you can't easily forget. Studies show that people who write their goals down are significantly more likely to achieve them compared to those who don't. This simple act serves as a constant reminder and reinforcement of your commitment, and over time, it becomes ingrained in your daily action. To truly make your goals unshakable, you need to revisit them regularly. Constantly reviewing your goals will help you maintain focus, adjust your approach as needed, and stay on track. This doesn't mean you should obsess over them, but rather use the review as a checkpoint to assess your progress. Are you on the right path? Are there areas where you need to adjust your plan? Regularly reviewing your goals allows you to stay aligned with your vision and prevents complacency from setting in. Additionally, make sure your goals challenge you. Goals should be big enough to push you outside of your comfort zone, but realistic enough that you believe they are achievable. The process of achieving them will require you to grow, learn, and stretch your abilities. If your goals don't challenge you, they won't force you to change. And if you don't change, you won't be able to reach the next level of success. Set goals that excite you and make you a little nervous. These are the goals that will drive you to do your best work. Finally, break your larger goals down into smaller, actionable steps. A big goal can often feel overwhelming if you look at it as a whole. However, when you break it into smaller pieces, each step becomes more manageable and less intimidating. Think of it as climbing a mountain. You wouldn't try to leap to the top in one bound. Instead, you would take it one step at a time, reaching small milestones that bring you closer to your ultimate destination. With each small win, your momentum will build and the journey will feel less daunting. Time is one of the most valuable resources we have, yet it is often the most overlooked. Each person has the same 24 hours in a day. But what sets successful individuals apart is how they manage their time. Mastering time management is not simply about being busy. It's about being productive. It's about ensuring that every hour you spend is intentional and working toward your goals. When you manage your time effectively, you eliminate wasted moments and create space for the actions that lead to success. The first step in mastering time management is to understand that time is finite. We often take time for granted, assuming there will always be more of it. But every day that passes is a day we can never get back. This awareness forces us to treat time with respect. Start by evaluating how you currently spend your time. What activities take up the majority of your day? Are they aligned with your goals? Are you spending time on things that move you forward? Or are you simply going through the motions? By being honest with yourself about how you use your time, you can begin to make the necessary adjustment. One of the most powerful tools in time management is prioritization. Not every task is equally important, and some tasks are more urgent than others. To manage your time effectively, you need to learn to distinguish between tasks that will move you closer to your goals and those that merely fill time. The key here is to focus on high priority tasks that will have the greatest impact. This means saying no to distractions and low value activities that do not contribute to your success. Use a system like the Eisenhower matrix to categorize tasks based on urgency and importance, helping you make informed decisions on where to focus your energy. Planning your day in advance is another essential component of time management. Successful individuals don't leave their day to chance, they plan ahead. The best way to do this is by creating a schedule or to-do list each day, outlining your top priorities and allocating specific time blocks for each task. Time blocking is an effective technique where you allocate chunks of time for different activities, ensuring you stay on track throughout the day. It also prevents the tendency to overcommit, as it forces you to realistically assess how much you can accomplish in a given time frame. However, even the best laid plans can be disrupted. This is why flexibility is key in time management. While it's important to have a schedule, it's equally important to remain adaptable. Life happens, and unexpected situations will arise. Being flexible means you're able to adjust when necessary without losing focus on your bigger goals. The ability to pivot without abandoning your plan entirely is what separates the disciplined from the undisciplined. You should always have backup plans and be ready to reallocate your time when priorities shift. To manage your time well, you must also practice the art of focus. One of the biggest time wasters in today's world is distraction, and the rise of technology has made it easier than ever to lose focus. Social media, emails, and other digital distractions constantly pull at our attention. Mastering time management involves learning how to focus deeply on the task at hand. This means putting away distractions, setting clear boundaries for when you'll engage with technology, and training your mind to stay present. The deeper your focus, the more you'll accomplish in less time. Another powerful aspect of time management is learning to delegate. As much as you might want to do everything yourself, it's not always possible, nor is it the most efficient approach. Delegating tasks that don't require your direct involvement allows you to focus on the areas where your unique skills and expertise are needed most. Whether it's delegating personal tasks or work-related projects, having the confidence to hand over responsibilities can free up precious time for more critical endeavors. Delegating doesn't mean passing off your responsibilities. It means strategically managing your time by enlisting help when necessary. Finally, managing time isn't just about work. It's also about making time for rest and recovery. Many people fall into the trap of thinking that constant hustle and grind will lead to success. But this approach leads to burnout. Time management is about creating a balanced schedule that includes breaks, exercise, leisure, and time with loved ones. By ensuring that you take care of your mental, physical, and emotional health, you'll be able to maintain the energy and focus needed to achieve your goals. Rest isn't a luxury, it's an essential part of the process. Taking responsibility for your life is one of the most powerful and empowering actions you can take. It means acknowledging that you are in control of your decisions, your actions, and ultimately, your success. The concept of personal responsibility is at the core of any successful endeavor. It's the understanding that where you are today is the result of the choices you've made in the past, and that where you go from here depends entirely on the decisions you make moving forward. When you take responsibility for your life, you stop blaming circumstances, other people, or the environment for your situation. You take full ownership of your future, which is the first step toward creating the life you want. At its core, taking responsibility means letting go of the victim mindset. We all encounter difficulties, and it's natural to feel frustration or even anger when things don't go our way. However, the difference between those who succeed and those who struggle lies in how they respond to adversity. Victims blame external factors for their problems, whether it's their upbringing, the economy, or other people's actions. They often feel helpless and stuck, believing that their situation is beyond their control. On the other hand, people who take responsibility for their lives recognize that, while they may not control every external factor, they do control their reaction to those factors. They acknowledge that their choices, attitudes, and actions are what shape their reality. Taking responsibility also means owning your mistakes and failures. It's easy to want to deflect blame when things don't go as planned. You might find yourself blaming a colleague for not pulling their weight, blaming the market for being too competitive, or blaming your upbringing for limiting your opportunity. However, the key to real growth lies in accepting that you had a part in your failures, whether through poor decisions, lack of preparation, or ineffective actions. Owning your mistakes isn't about beating yourself up. It's about learning from them and using those lessons to improve. People who avoid responsibility often miss out on the opportunity to learn and grow because they never face the reality of their own contributions to the problem. Moreover, taking responsibility means stepping away from the habit of making excuses. Excuses are often the easiest way to avoid the discomfort of facing reality. I didn't have enough time, I wasn't lucky enough, or it's too hard are common phrases people use to justify inaction or failure. These excuses are a form of denial that keep you stuck in the same patterns. When you take responsibility, you accept that there are no shortcuts to success. There is no magic pill, no easy. Every challenge, setback, or failure you encounter is an opportunity to strengthen your resolve and get closer to your goal. Excuses don't serve you, responsibility does. Taking responsibility also involves making proactive choices. It's not enough to passively go through life waiting for things to change. To truly take charge, you need to actively make decisions that align with your values and goals. This could mean choosing to wake up early to work on your personal development, or deciding to invest in learning new skills to advance your career. It involves intentionally designing your life rather than letting it unfold haphazardly. Proactive responsibility means consistently making decisions that align with your long-term vision, even when they are difficult or uncomfortable in the moment. These intentional decisions compound over time and create the path towards success. Another aspect of responsibility is understanding that your thoughts and emotions are yours to manage. While you cannot always control your circumstances, you can control how you respond to them. Negative emotions like frustration, anger, or fear are natural, but they do not have to dictate your behavior. When you take responsibility for your life, you take responsibility for managing your mindset. This involves consciously choosing how to respond to challenges, how to handle setbacks, and how to frame difficulties in a way that empowers you. A responsible individual doesn't let emotions control their actions, but instead uses emotional intelligence to navigate the ups and downs of life with grace and determination. Furthermore, taking responsibility means recognizing that you are the architect of your relationship. Many people believe that the quality of their relationships depends entirely on others. However, the truth is, you have a significant role in shaping the dynamics of your relationship. Whether in your personal life or at work, how you communicate, how you show up, and how you treat others are all choices within your control. When conflicts arise, it's easy to point fingers and blame others for misunderstandings or issues. But taking responsibility means you examine your own role in the relationship dynamics and make adjustments where necessary. You take ownership of your contributions to both the good and the bad, and by doing so, you can improve the overall quality of your relationship. Finally, taking responsibility for your life is about adopting an empowered mindset. This mindset is grounded in the belief that you have the power to influence your future. Life isn't something that happens to you, it's something that you create. When you take responsibility, you stop seeing yourself as a passive participant in your own story. Instead, you see yourself as the active creator of your circumstances. This shift in mindset can be life-changing because it puts you in the driver's seat. No longer do you wait for opportunities to come to you. You go out and create them. You set your own goals, determine your own path, and are willing to put in the work necessary to make your dreams a reality. Creating and maintaining consistent habits is one of the most powerful ways to ensure long-term success. Habits are the daily actions, rituals, and routines that shape the trajectory of our lives. What we do consistently, even in small ways, accumulates over time and becomes the foundation of our achievements. While setting goals and having grand visions are crucial, it's the habits we adopt that bridge the gap between where we are and where we want to be. Without consistent habits, success remains a distant dream, always just out of reach. At the core of successful habits is the principle of consistency. The impact of a single action may seem small or insignificant in the moment, but when repeated day after day, it compounds. This is the magic of habits. They are the steady, invisible force that moves you forward, often without you even realizing it. Whether it's reading for 30 minutes each day, exercising for 20 minutes, or writing a few pages every morning, these habits, when done consistently, lead to profound transformation. The key to success is not sporadic bursts of effort, but showing up day after day, even when you don't feel like it. The first step in creating a consistent habit is to start small. People often set ambitious goals but fail to follow through because they try to take on too much at once. For example, someone who has never exercised may set a goal of working out an hour every day, but this can be overwhelming and lead to burnout. Instead, the approach should be gradual. Start with manageable bite-sized actions, like committing to a 10-minute workout each day, or reading one chapter of a book each night. The power of these small wins lies in their ability to build momentum. Once you achieve consistency with smaller tasks, you can gradually increase the challenge. Equally important is the ability to make habits automatic. One of the most effective ways to make a habit stick is to tie it to an existing behavior or part of your routine. This technique, often referred to as habit stacking, leverages the power of an already established habit to introduce a new one. For example, after you brush your teeth in the morning, you might immediately spend 10 minutes meditating. Or after your morning coffee, you could spend 15 minutes reviewing your goals. By attaching the new habit to something you already do regularly, you decrease the mental effort needed to perform the new action, making it more likely that it will stick. Accountability plays a vital role in creating and maintaining habits. When you know someone else is watching your progress or that you've made a public commitment, you're more likely to follow through. Whether it's a workout partner, a mentor, or even a social media post, accountability acts as a motivator to stay consistent. The key is to find an accountability system that works for you. It could be a simple checklist, a journal, or even telling a friend about your progress. The act of tracking and sharing your progress helps reinforce your commitment and provides external validation that can keep you on track, especially during moments of doubt. Another essential element in maintaining consistent habits is eliminating distractions and reducing friction. If you want to create the habit of exercising every morning, lay out your workout clothes the night before or keep your gym bag by the door. The less effort it takes to get started, the more likely you are to follow through. If you want to develop a reading habit, place the book you're currently reading next to your bed or on your desk, so you don't have to waste time searching for it. When you reduce the barriers to entry, you make the habit easier to adopt, making it more likely that you'll stick to it in the long run. Consistency also involves having a clear purpose and motivation behind each habit. It's easy to give up on a habit when the reason for doing it is vague or uninspiring. To maintain your commitment, it's essential to connect each habit to a greater goal or deeper value. For example, if you want to build the habit of saving money, you might tie it to your long-term goal of financial freedom, or the desire to take a dream vacation. Understanding the why behind your habit will provide you with the motivation to push through the inevitable challenges that arise. It's the emotional connection to your habits that keeps them alive, even when the initial enthusiasm fades. As you work to create and maintain consistent habits, it's also important to allow for flexibility. Life happens, and there will be days when you miss a workout or skip your morning routine. The key is not to let a single slip-up derail your entire progress. Consistency is not about perfection, it's about persistence. If you miss a day, don't dwell on it or criticize yourself. Acknowledge the setback, adjust, and move forward. The goal is to get back on track quickly, rather than allowing guilt or frustration to prevent you from continuing. True consistency lies in your ability to keep going even after a misstep, knowing that the journey is a marathon, not a sprint. Finally, over time, these habits will become part of your identity. As you continue to show up consistently, your new habits will become ingrained in your daily life. They will no longer feel like a burden or a chore, but will be seamlessly integrated into who you are. You'll begin to identify with the person who works out every day, reads regularly, or writes consistently. This shift in self-perception is what turns habits into long-term behavior change. It's no longer about effort or willpower. It's about the kind of person you've become through the consistent application of your habits. Over time, your habits will shape not only your actions, but your identity, making success an inevitable outcome. Self-discipline is the foundation upon which success is built. It's the inner strength to stay focused on your goals, even when faced with distractions, temptations, or obstacles. Unlike motivation, which can ebb and flow based on external factors, self-discipline is a steady force that keeps you moving forward no matter what. It's not about being perfect, it's about being consistent in your efforts, especially when the initial excitement of a new project fades. Self-discipline is about making the right choices, day in and day out, even when those choices are difficult. It's the ability to delay gratification and put in the work necessary to achieve long-term goals, rather than succumbing to the easy way out. One of the first steps in developing unwavering self-discipline is setting clear boundaries. The world is full of distractions, and without clear boundaries, it's easy to get sidetracked. Whether it's spending too much time on social media, procrastinating, or giving in to instant gratification, distractions are everywhere. To maintain self-discipline, you need to be intentional about what you allow into your life. This means setting limits on the activities or behaviors that don't align with your goals. It's important to say no to things that waste your time and energy. Establishing boundaries helps you protect your time and attention, enabling you to stay focused on what truly matters. Equally important in developing self-discipline is mastering your impulses. Our impulses often drive us to make decisions that are easy in the moment, but detrimental in the long run. Whether it's eating unhealthy food, skipping a workout, or putting off a task because it feels uncomfortable, our impulses can lead us astray. Building self-discipline requires learning to control these urges and make decisions that are in line with your long-term success. This doesn't mean suppressing your desires altogether, but recognizing when those desires are short-term pleasures that take you away from your bigger goals. By consciously making decisions that align with your greater vision, you begin to strengthen your discipline. Another essential component of self-discipline is cultivating delayed gratification. In today's world, instant gratification is more accessible than ever. With a few clicks we can get whatever we want, whether it's a piece of chocolate, a shopping spree, or a Netflix binge. However, the most successful individuals are those who can resist the pull of immediate rewards and focus on the long-term payoff. Delayed gratification is the ability to put in the hard work and effort today for the rewards that come later. It's about having the patience to invest in your future, knowing that your sacrifices now will lead to bigger rewards down the road. Developing this skill requires practice, but over time it becomes easier to choose the long-term benefit over the short-term pleasure. To build self-discipline, it's also essential to create a structured routine. Discipline thrives on consistency, and the best way to ensure consistent action is to integrate disciplined behavior into your daily life. A routine acts as a guide, helping you stay on track even when motivation wanes. The more you structure your day, the less mental energy you'll waste on decision-making, and the more you can focus on taking action. For example, if you make exercise a part of your daily routine, it will become a non-negotiable part of your life. Having a routine creates an environment where self-discipline can flourish because it removes the need to constantly choose whether to act. Your schedule already dictates it. Self-discipline also involves taking responsibility for your actions and outcomes. When you take full ownership of your decisions, you develop a deeper sense of accountability. There's no one to blame but yourself when things go wrong. This level of responsibility is not meant to create guilt, but to inspire action. When you are fully accountable, you are more likely to take proactive steps to avoid failure in the future. For example, if you miss a workout, rather than blaming external factors, you acknowledge the choice you made to skip it and then work to adjust your actions next time. This mindset shift is crucial in building self-discipline because it reinforces the idea that you are in control of your destiny. An often overlooked aspect of self-discipline is learning to handle discomfort. Achieving success often requires pushing through discomfort, whether it's physical, emotional, or mental. The journey toward your goals won't always be easy or comfortable. There will be times when you feel tired, discouraged, or uncertain. Self-discipline is the ability to persevere through those uncomfortable moments. It's about doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. By learning to embrace discomfort and seeing it as a necessary part of growth, you build resilience and mental toughness, which are essential qualities for long-term success. Finally, self-discipline requires maintaining a strong sense of purpose and motivation. Even though self-discipline is about sticking to the plan, it's important to remind yourself why you are doing it in the first place. Your purpose serves as a source of fuel that keeps you going when times get tough. When your goals are clearly defined and tied to your deeper values, you're less likely to be distracted or swayed by fleeting temptation. Whether your motivation comes from wanting to achieve financial freedom, build a legacy, or help others, a strong sense of purpose will keep your self-discipline intact. By revisiting your why regularly, you reinforce your commitment to stay disciplined, even when the path gets hard. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity, to keep moving forward despite setbacks, and to persist through difficulties. Life is full of challenges, obstacles, and unexpected turns. And resilience is what separates those who achieve long-term success from those who give up when things get tough. Building resilience is not about avoiding difficulties, but about learning how to face them head-on, adapt, and continue progressing even when things don't go as planned. In fact, it's the setbacks and struggles themselves that provide the most powerful opportunities for growth and development. The first step in developing resilience is cultivating a mindset of acceptance. The reality is that life will never be entirely smooth. Obstacles will arise, and things won't always go according to plan. Rather than resisting or resenting these challenges, resilient individuals learn to accept them as a natural part of life. This doesn't mean passivity or complacency, but rather an understanding that difficulties are inevitable and can be faced with grace and determination. By accepting that challenges are a normal part of the process, you free yourself from unnecessary frustration and can instead focus on finding solutions. Another key element of resilience is maintaining a positive outlook, even in the face of adversity. It's easy to get discouraged when things go wrong, especially when we feel as though we've invested a great deal of time or effort. However, a resilient mindset involves reframing setbacks as opportunities to learn and grow. Instead of viewing failure as a dead end, you begin to see it as feedback that will guide you toward future success. This shift in perspective is crucial as it allows you to maintain your motivation and focus despite the inevitable difficulty. A positive outlook is not about ignoring the harsh realities, but about choosing to see challenges through a lens of possibility rather than defeat. Resilience also requires the ability to adapt. When faced with a challenge, it's often necessary to change course, shift your approach, or try something new. Those who are resilient understand that rigidity leads to frustration, while flexibility opens up new possibilities. Adapting doesn't mean abandoning your goals or values. It means being resourceful and open to different paths toward achieving them. When you encounter a roadblock, a resilient person doesn't get stuck in the problem. Instead, they pivot and look for alternative solutions, staying focused on the end goal while remaining flexible in how they get there. This adaptability is what allows resilient individuals to keep moving forward even when faced with uncertainty. One of the key traits of resilient people is their ability to manage their emotions in times of stress. Emotions are powerful, and when faced with challenges, it's easy to become overwhelmed by fear, frustration, or self-doubt. However, resilient individuals have learned how to regulate their emotions and prevent them from taking over. This doesn't mean suppressing emotions, but understanding that they are temporary and can be managed. An emotional regulation allows you to think clearly and make rational decisions when under pressure, rather than being driven by panic or despair. By acknowledging your emotions and choosing how to respond, you maintain control of your actions and move through challenges more effectively. Another crucial aspect of resilience is perseverance. Resilient people have an unwavering determination to continue, even when faced with seemingly insurmountable odds. It's easy to give up when progress seems slow or when the outcome appears uncertain. However, perseverance is about continuing to push forward no matter how many obstacles you face. It's about understanding that success often comes to those who refuse to quit. Resilient individuals develop the ability to keep going, one step at a time, even when the path is difficult or unclear. This persistent effort is what leads to breakthroughs and accomplishments, often when others have already thrown in the towel. Support networks are another important component of resilience. While resilience is often seen as an individual trait, it's important to recognize that no one achieves success in isolation. Building strong relationships with mentors, friends, family, or colleagues, can provide invaluable support during difficult times. Resilient people know when to ask for help and are not afraid to lean on others for encouragement, guidance, or perspective. A strong support network can offer emotional support when you're feeling low, help you brainstorm solutions when you're stuck, and provide a sense of accountability when you're tempted to give up. This social connection helps to build and reinforce resilience, ensuring that you don't face challenges alone. Lastly, building resilience involves taking care of your physical and mental well-being. Resilience is not just a mental or emotional trait, it's deeply connected to your physical health. When you're physically exhausted, stressed, or unwell, it becomes much harder to remain resilient in the face of challenges. Building resilience involves ensuring that you're well rested, eating properly, exercising regularly, and engaging in activities that help you manage stress. Taking care of your body provides the energy and strength needed to tackle obstacles head-on, and it helps you maintain a clear and focused mind. By prioritizing self-care, you build a strong foundation from which you can face life's challenges with greater ease and effectiveness. Maintaining a growth-oriented mindset is one of the most powerful ways to unlock your potential and achieve long-term success. A growth mindset is the belief that abilities and intelligence are not fixed traits, but can be developed over time through dedication, effort, and learning. This mindset fosters a deep sense of possibility and encourages individuals to embrace challenges, learn from failures, and continuously strive for improvement. In contrast, a fixed mindset views abilities as static, often leading to self-imposed limitations and a fear of failure. The choice to cultivate a growth mindset can drastically transform the way you approach life, your goals, and your relationships. At the core of a growth-oriented mindset is the belief that challenges are opportunities for growth. People with a fixed mindset often shy away from difficult tasks, fearing failure or a blow to their self-esteem. In contrast, those with a growth mindset actively seek out challenges, viewing them as a natural part of the learning process. Every obstacle becomes an opportunity to stretch beyond their comfort zone and improve their ability. Whether it's tackling a complex project at work, learning a new skill, or navigating a personal challenge, the mindset of growth allows you to approach each situation with curiosity and determination, knowing that the process itself is as valuable as the outcome. One of the key aspects of a growth-oriented mindset is the ability to embrace failure as a learning experience. Failure is often viewed negatively in society, but for those with a growth mindset, failure is simply a stepping stone on the path to success. Rather than being discouraged or giving up when faced with failure, they analyze what went wrong, identify the lessons to be learned, and use that knowledge to adjust their approach. This process of learning from failure helps individuals to become more resilient and resourceful, continuously improving with each setback. Instead of allowing failure to define them, they see it as an essential part of their journey toward success. Another characteristic of a growth mindset is a focus on effort rather than inherent talent. While people with a fixed mindset may believe that success is dependent on natural ability, those with a growth mindset understand that effort is what truly makes the difference. They recognize that success isn't just about being born with it, but about the persistence and hard work they put in. This belief in the power of effort drives individuals to keep going even when the going gets tough. When you focus on effort rather than talent, you give yourself the freedom to improve, knowing that every small step forward brings you closer to your goal. Maintaining a growth-oriented mindset also involves adopting a process-oriented approach rather than an outcome-oriented one. People who focus solely on results often experience frustration and burnout when those results don't come quickly or easily. However, those with a growth mindset understand that the process is just as important, if not more so, than the end goal. By focusing on developing skills, acquiring knowledge, and honing strategies, They stay motivated throughout the journey, rather than solely being fixated on the destination. This process-focused mindset encourages continuous improvement, as each step forward builds on the last, and each small success is celebrated as progress. Moreover, a growth mindset encourages continuous learning and self-improvement. People who cultivate this mindset are always seeking ways to expand their knowledge, acquire new skills, and improve themselves. They view learning as a lifelong endeavor, constantly reading, experimenting, and reflecting on how they can get better. This approach to learning allows individuals to stay relevant in a rapidly changing world, ensuring that they adapt to new challenges and opportunities. Rather than seeing knowledge as a finite resource, they understand that there is always room for growth and that the pursuit of mastery is an ongoing process. A growth-oriented mindset also requires self-compassion. As you work to improve yourself, it's easy to become overly critical when you fall short of your expectations. People with a growth mindset practice self-compassion by acknowledging that they are human and that mistakes are part of the process. Rather than berating themselves for perceived failures, they treat themselves with kindness and understanding. This self-compassion allows them to maintain a sense of balance and emotional well-being, even when things don't go according to plan. It's important to recognize that growth doesn't happen overnight, and that being kind to yourself during the journey is essential for maintaining motivation and resilience. Finally, cultivating a growth mindset requires surrounding yourself with people who encourage and support your growth. The people you associate with can have a significant impact on your mindset. Being around individuals who believe in the power of growth and who push you to be your best will inspire you to do the same. This doesn't mean avoiding criticism or feedback, but it does mean seeking out people who uplift you and help you stay focused on continuous improvement. A growth-oriented environment fosters collaboration, encourages learning, and promotes a collective mindset of striving for excellence. The support and motivation of others can make a significant difference in maintaining a growth mindset, especially during challenging times. Cultivating strong relationships and networking with like-minded individuals is an often overlooked but essential element of achieving success. No one achieves greatness in isolation. While personal discipline, vision, and hard work are critical, the relationships you build along your journey provide the support, motivation, and resources that propel you to the next level. The connections you make, the people you collaborate with, and the networks you create will play a pivotal role in determining the trajectory of your success. It is essential to surround yourself with individuals who share your values, drive, and ambition, as this collective energy can amplify your own efforts. The foundation of strong relationships lies in trust and mutual respect. Building trust takes time and consistency. It's not something that can be rushed or fabricated. Rather, it's earned through genuine interactions and being reliable and dependable over time. In a world where many relationships are transactional, fostering true connections based on respect and trust is invaluable. When people trust you, they are more likely to support you in your goals, offer advice, or extend opportunities that you may not have had access to otherwise. Similarly, offering your trust and support to others creates a reciprocal dynamic that strengthens bonds and fosters an environment of growth for all involved. It is equally important to develop relationships that are both professional and personal. While professional relationships can offer invaluable insights, opportunities, and collaborations, personal relationships provide the emotional support necessary to endure the ups and downs of life and career. Having a balance of both types of relationships enables you to navigate the challenges of achieving success with a well-rounded support system. These personal connections often serve as an anchor, providing comfort and motivation during times of uncertainty or struggle. Building strong relationships in both areas ensures that you are equipped with the resources you need, both emotionally and professionally, to stay focused and driven. Networking is not just about collecting business cards or trying to leverage others for personal gain. It's about building genuine relationships based on shared interests and goals. Approaching networking with authenticity and a willingness to offer value to others, rather than simply seeking what you can get, changes the dynamic of your interaction. People appreciate authenticity, and when you show a genuine interest in others and their success, you're more likely to receive the same in return. Networking is about creating lasting bonds that are grounded in mutual benefit, not short-term transactions. By focusing on long-term relationships and mutual support, you create a network that will help you both personally and professionally over the course of your career. Another essential component of networking is the ability to give back to others. Successful individuals often speak about the importance of mentorship and helping others along the way. When you extend a hand to help someone else, whether through offering advice, providing resources, or connecting them with valuable contacts, you not only contribute to their growth, but also strengthen your own network. Helping others fosters a sense of goodwill and trust, which in turn can lead to new opportunities for you as well. In many cases, people are more willing to assist those who have helped them in the past, creating a cycle of collaboration and mutual growth. By prioritizing giving as much as receiving, you build a network that is robust and supportive. To truly cultivate meaningful relationships, you must be willing to invest time and effort into them. Like any valuable asset, relationships require care and attention to thrive. Regularly checking in with your contacts, showing appreciation for their contributions, and making time for in-person or virtual meetings can go a long way in building a strong network. This investment doesn't always require grand gestures. Often it's the small, consistent actions that matter the most. Whether it's sending a thoughtful message to celebrate someone's success or taking the time to listen to their challenges, these gestures create lasting bonds and build a sense of loyalty and trust. Additionally, surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals who share similar ambitions and values can greatly enhance your motivation and drive. Being around people who are equally dedicated to growth and success encourages you to keep pushing forward, even when faced with challenges. A like-minded community fosters a culture of accountability where everyone holds each other to a higher standard and offers support when needed. It also provides a platform for collaboration and the exchange of ideas, which can be instrumental in sparking innovation and accelerating progress. The energy that comes from being in an environment of motivated, driven individuals can push you beyond your limits and help you achieve things you might not have thought possible on your own. However, it's also crucial to recognize the importance of diversity within your network. While connecting with like-minded individuals is essential, it's equally valuable to engage with people who come from different backgrounds, industries, and perspectives. A diverse network offers a wider range of insights, ideas, and opportunities. It challenges your assumptions, broadens your worldview, and exposes you to new ways of thinking. By engaging with individuals who may not share your exact vision, but who bring unique experiences to the table, you open yourself up to fresh opportunities for growth and collaboration. In the end, diversity in your relationships ensures that you're not limited by a narrow viewpoint, but instead equipped with a rich and expansive network that provides the support and knowledge you need to succeed. Lastly, while building and maintaining relationships is essential, it's equally important to be selective about who you allow into your inner circle. Not all relationships are beneficial, and surrounding yourself with toxic or negative individuals can hinder your progress. It's important to assess the impact of your relationships and ensure that those you connect with are aligned with your values, goals, and aspirations. People who constantly criticize, undermine, or discourage you will only drain your energy and demotivate you in the long run. By carefully curating your network and focusing on those who uplift and support you, you create an environment that fosters growth, positivity, and mutual respect, ultimately driving you towards success. To wrap up this journey of self-leadership and success, it's essential to remember that the path to achievement is not a solitary one. The principles we've explored, from leading yourself with clarity and discipline to building resilience and maintaining a growth-oriented mindset, are all interconnected and essential on the road to success. However, one of the most powerful catalysts for growth is the relationships we build along the way. By surrounding yourself with like-minded, supportive individuals and fostering genuine connections, you not only accelerate your own success, but also contribute to the success of others. As you continue your journey, embrace the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead, knowing that each step forward is a step toward a better, stronger version of yourself. Lead with purpose, stay disciplined, and keep learning. Remember, true success is not just about the destination, but about the continuous growth in the relationships you cultivate along the way. So take the first step today, invest in yourself, build your resilience, and connect with those who inspire you to be better. The path to success is yours to shape, and by leading yourself first, you unlock the limitless possibilities ahead.